Hello, welcome back. Last time I encountered my first major stumper, and up here in Hotzone I could not figure out how to get things done. So I've thought about this a lot since I was here, and I don't currently have an answer, but a little bit of a vision has occurred to me that I want to at least try for a couple of minutes before going down that ladder instead. It'll be funny if the ladder dead ends right away at like a key type I don't have or something. What did this vision look like? How would this be useful? Okay, so what did I do where I put a couple of things in here, then like went in and moved them around? I could unstack? Right, I could unstack. I could do that. Hold the door, go here. Okay. So that would mean stack two like this. I think there's several reasons this won't work. Oh, yes, lots of them. Okay, many reasons that the vision that I thought I saw isn't actually a thing. Wait, so that's also... No, I would need to... How did I have it so that there were like multiple loose blocks in here that I was able to lay out a certain way before going back? Well, actually, I don't need exactly that. Okay. Well, Okay, so I make that, specifically not making the sacrifice there. I guess what I wanted to do in that case looked more like this? I don't know if this idea goes anywhere, but it might explore new state space. And that sounds like the definition of going somewhere. Oh, right, can't wait, of course. So the state space I want to explore is this one. Well, that's a monster block. Obviously, I don't want that in that location. And no sacrifices have been made yet. The vision I had was, since I'm going to be putting some blocks in here anyway, is there something I could do to fill up some of this floor so I could walk around a monster block that is here, and with these doors initially closed, make my first sacrifice here. Making my first sacrifice here seems like it might actually be the key to the puzzle. It's pretty hard to do, though. Like, this naturally lines up with that entrance. Making a sacrifice there is a whole lot easier. First sacrifice there. So yeah, just coming in this way. No way I can turn this corner while that's alive. No way I can unstack from here. Most natural thing is that. I mean, at this point I can push some things around if I want. But the second sacrifice here needs to be so late that, like, it doesn't even matter anymore. Okay, so what was the... Was this the one that was reasonably close? That's the button I want. So I make that sacrifice with a stack of 2, leave the door open. Wait, why did I leave the door open? Well, because that's what I have to do to get out, of course. Stack of 3 gets pushed over to align that for second sacrifice on the left. Okay. And by getting there, I can push this off, but you can never get where you're going. I did just leave you out. The number of positions where a monster block can sit before going there is very, very small. Essentially, it's either getting continuously moved this way, or pushed off of something that's here, or it is there. So there's no horizontally getting onto that. Because if I'm here and a monster block is there, that monster block is already burned. If I'm here, I'm not up high. There's no way. There aren't enough blocks for that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's still true. There aren't enough blocks for that. To also be making all the sacrifices. Wait, there are... No, yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mm-hmm. Okay. More ridiculous ideas are occurring. What if there are more than 3 sacrifices? What if instead of bridging from here, I actually go up and down multiple times on these? Maybe I'm not sacrificing enough. If that were true... It is pretty hard to imagine how I would pull it off. Alright, I'm not quite ready to step out of this room yet, though I also don't feel like I'm doing anything new at the moment. But I'm still gonna try. Other way around. You on this side. Right, okay, so that kind of stack. I hold the door. I put it here. I put it here. No, I leave it there. No. Maybe? No. I've already put 2 things here? Yes, I think so. I just watched a replay that does this, but I didn't watch what it did. It looked something like that, I think. I forgot to hold the door. Right, yeah, so my extra monster block that wasn't present in that replay is at the top of this stack. So... all this is super cool, yes. But it doesn't get me there. Can't rearrange these now. Yeah, right, so this is the upper right bracket. No sacrifice available except this one, but that one's no good. And to do the bracket the other way around is also pretty simple, actually. It looks like... this? No. I don't put those 2 in there early, right? I leave them out. Although, right, I can make this sacrifice, which I might want to... I forgot to open the door. Yeah. I do feel like I'm just kind of doing what I already did here, but... maybe I'll see something new. Hasn't happened yet, but maybe it still will. So yeah, that's bracket other way around. If only this were cracked, I would be done. Now hold on a second. Okay, so you know how I had an extra block? I don't think this does anything, but I want to verify that it actually doesn't. Oh, no, I can't do what I wanted to do. I wanted to use the extra block, leave it out, and... leave it out and hold the door open with it. But I can't even do that much. Because if I hold the door open... if I hold the door open... Man. Oh no, hold on a second. Additional ideas. Alright, yeah. Stepping out of this room shortly, but I still have ideas. So as long as I still have ideas, I'm gonna stay in the room. Four? No, only three. With those three arrayed like that. No, I do want four. Maybe even five? Do this, hold the door with one of those. So now what I have is something kind of interesting. How I could ever use it, I have no idea. I don't get the chance to hold the door with... Wait a second. Got a weird idea. Rearrange. Extract. You're gonna have to go to the side, I guess. Okay, this is maybe interesting. You can't go to the side. Well, don't worry about it then. I mean, I guess you can, but that's... Okay, so this doesn't quite lead where I want to be, but... It's doing some things. Now, hold on. This might be something. With a push block here, I can get up to one of those out. Like, this is a way that I had not used the trapdoors before. New states are being explored, because I can make a stack involving these now. Is there something interesting about putting a push block up high? So I guess I'm stacking two into here right now, and really I probably wanted to have put this here? Okay, so things I can do with this arrangement. This is not any different than just burning the monster block on the way in. So this on its own is not interesting, I think. Yeah, I'm short a sacrifice if I do things this way. So this is kind of a back and forth sort of thing. So I'm going to go right, left, right. If my next desire... Okay, you could have been somewhere more productive. Like, here, maybe? Well, you actually couldn't have. I would have had to do things differently for that. This is starting to feel like something. Okay, so the state that I cannot create otherwise is the one that looks like this. Why would I want this? That is a mystery to me. But maybe I would for some reason. This now has resolved to the same thing as what I had before, yes. But maybe that's meaningful. Okay, I'm gonna step away from this. I'll let those ideas swirl around in my head and maybe they'll go somewhere eventually. Okay, so what is down deeper in the hole? Cold caves, alright. We're out of the hot zone, into the cold zone. So this is where star keys get cashed in. I can buy one of those currently. Mass, alright. So, ice sliding, multi-push. Okay. Got a different thing going on here. Oh, this is gonna be cool. I have a some idea of what's happening here. So right, just to remind myself how multi-push on ice works. That happens in the other direction. If a monster block is instead in the way, this of course does nothing, and that does propagate. And that can happen in a big chain. Okay, yes. Alright, what's my goal? Push those into a pit, bridge over to... Okay, so build a bridge of 3 in one of these spots while also sacrificing this. Got it. So I think maybe... Oh boy. So how far would I get if I put this here? And then built onto it. Now, that will get pushed. So to avoid that, what I would do is put something behind it. Make it a larger mass. Okay, that is getting me 3 in the place where I want 3. Sacrifice hasn't been made yet, let's assume that's okay. Or at least I can hope. This appears basically symmetrical in all the ways that matter. The fact that these are pit and those are not might end up mattering. Now to get this back, that's the part I can't do. Maybe this is productive? Maybe that's productive. It just might be. Nearly. It's a little short of as productive as I want, though. So that'll slide both. This'll slide neither. And that's no good. Okay. And this can no longer go anywhere. Every push that I make to it is just dooming it to fall in a pit. Okay. Of course, if I simply sacrifice this now, then I don't have what I need to get through here, right? I believe that to be true. Because I could stack 2 of those, and at least, you know, try to get this done. Oh, those both get knocked. Now, there's some jank in terms of, like, how consistent this is with multiple directions of that. So 3 got pushed there. 4 got pushed there. Yeah, that's part of the jank. So I have actually implemented an alternate rule set for multi-push block momentum transfer on ice, which would be consistent in both directions here. But it's not currently enabled because I don't know if it would break puzzles. And it's a very niche edge case, but like... Here, this world is actually using that behavior. So I wonder. I don't remember exactly the details of the rules of, like, what would happen in that case and the other case. But the behavior would not depend on move order or directionality. It would, whatever it would always do it in the same way, regardless of those two things. Okay. So the theory is this needs to come in and act as a backstop, then come back out and act as a sacrifice. So the big question is, how does something get away from this wall once it's there? Seems like it would take a lot more resources than I have. The only way to push right when in this column is when in these 4 rows, and with already there being a bridge, well, 2 bridges here. I can get around and then push. So then that would put something in this column, where the only exit is north or south, both of which would need a temporary backstop to not fall off. If the monster block is what's being pushed against the temporary backstop, a temporary backstop of a multi-push block here would not fall in the pit and could be rescued. This is another asymmetry, that the fact that there's a wall here but not there could become important. Okay. So I just walked in and looked at this puzzle and didn't explore around. That's fine. I think I'm happy trying to get this done. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't, and that's fine. Pushes were propagate until the monster block bumps against... And yeah, of course, after I sacrifice it, I can't get it back. Until the monster block bumps against something. Could be a multi-push block. So you will receive the push, but you will not propagate it further. Everything I'm seeing implies to me that this must be in one of these two positions. Or maybe here or here. Those corners are obviously no good because I would like it to come back, and from there it will not. Now, hold on. Okay, so what about this then? That's different, maybe better, and that's... no. That's not... well, okay. Several problems, so many problems. Let's ignore them for now. This will put the monster block in the pit. You would need a wall on the side of you, and now I'm pretty much out of blocks. If I push these, bad things happen, and then that's another... oh, of course, with this wall here I can't push east to west when in this column, so okay, that's a non-starter. Alright, great, so I can cut that out of my reasoning chain. So you need to be there, you need to be here. That's the obvious way, that's the way that I tried. Let's try the less obvious way, which is the other way around, because this looks much less recoverable. So if I try the less recoverable way, how far do I end up getting? There's also perhaps some less obvious bridging? I doubt it, but there could be. Yeah, I do have the feeling that my loss aversion is being played with here. So to do anything at all here, that's the only move I can make. Then past that point, I am then incapable. Aha! So what if I ignore my loss aversion and make an early sacrifice? A sacrifice that will never end up mattering, I think. To get this into that spot. So I simply allow you to wait, you don't fall? Right, of course you don't! Why would you fall? Okay, well, this is much healthier already. Yes, I wrote this rule set, and I'm still gonna get tripped up by it. That's inevitable with the level of complexity expressed by these game rules. And that's part of what makes this series fun. So this state of things seems almost healthy. In fact, I would say it's more than almost healthy. It's definitely healthy. That is not true. No. I'm not in such good shape here. So these are the things of interest I can do. And that puts me right back where I was. This isn't really any better. You're still unsacrificed. How are you ever getting away from that wall? I don't think you are. I guess the answer to that really is... So I made a sacrifice, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I didn't. That stayed in place. Can I chain? Can I chain? Let's not be so quick to push things into water. If I get these all queued up first. Does this have any properties of any interest? It does. Check this out. Okay, I didn't even need that many. So these two... Look where that is now. Okay. Okay. Let's go that amount? No, one more. This amount. Push one. Push this north. No. This amount. Okay. This arrangement. Push this. Push that. You here. Where are the rest of your blocks coming from? See, I'm focusing almost entirely on recovery. Is that okay? Maybe it is. Recovery is extremely important, and I didn't have a way to do it already. This does not involve a multi-push sacrifice. Okay. This gets me close. I think I'm a step off, though. But I'm uncertain. Oh, wait a second. There will be no waiting a second. This is how this has to be, isn't it? Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, cool. Not good enough. Okay, who fell? Nobody yet. Is that somehow better? I sure don't think so. Am I wrong? Maybe. Because this is still compatible with extracting the monster. And I don't lose anything by doing that. Can I use it, like, one more time? For what? Like, this is the odd one out, right? Well, no, but that's my backstop. Okay, no, wait a second. I pushed that too early. Aha! Check this out. Your position now is not important, and I can add you to the pile here. If that were a little more north, maybe? I'm getting closer here. I am getting closer. So why then not do... this? That's different, and I think it's better? Okay, right. So the key was that now that B is in place, E no longer has to be in its place and can join the bridgers. It can't, though, because I need to get in there. That's the problem. I can't make this 3 wide. It has to only be 2. So I need to be able to get behind, therefore I can't have that thing go over. This is too early. Wait, but I can push it this way. Oh, and already start bridging. Oh! Here we go. This is still a little short of solving everything. So therefore, let's rearrange. It's not good enough, though. No, the whole point is you need to bump against the monster block while it's still in that place. So okay, this gets the monster block out. Cool, great. But problem is, my bridge shape is slightly off. That's a square instead of a, like, L-shape tetromino. Okay, this is pretty close. I think I can turn that into something working. Maybe, if I can just have both of the extra blocks that make it over these two end up in the same row. So if that's my goal, let's watch that again. What was my order of operations? Okay, I stuck that there. In the south, north-south doesn't make much difference except for the jank of like multi-push blocks pushing each other around. I stacked up that many. Gave that a little nudge, and I pushed here. Your being there allowed that to move north one. Do I do that move a second time? Maybe I do. Because I can. I put this here. I put this here. Bring this in. I will need something too wide, and that's fine. So I bring one. I push this in the water, I nudge this north. I bring one. Well, now I've lost my ability to backstop the monster block, haven't I? I think so. So I think that's already too late. Yeah, by stopping it there... Wait, why stop it there? Why not put it... Can I secretly have actually done this? Well, then how's this ever getting away from that wall? No. Wait, this... I'm almost having a vision of something that looks like it works here. But this is just the same issue again, right? Okay, did I need to have pushed that in where I did? No. I could have done it like... yes I did. Well, okay. Not okay. I can't get a multi-push block here without losing this one. Or something farther north. Okay. So from here... There's no way this could ever be correct, because, well, that loses me a lot of things that I like, and also... No, I don't like anything about that. But okay, what if... This now... So here's a bridge, with the ability to push the monster block out. The problem is... This is in the wrong place. it would need to have teleported to, like, here. There's definitely no way that's happening. Okay, so before I nudge that north... In fact, before I even put that in... Well, yeah, I certainly could have set this up first. Okay. How close am I now? I have a need to recover this. That counts as a recovery. But other things that are happening are no good. It's you who needs to move and you who cannot move. So I need to end in a state where the... I don't know. I have lots of chances to stack things in lots of interesting ways. Like this, all of this feels like from here. It feels like this is a state the puzzle should be solvable from. But I have too many things against this wall. I need more to get away from that wall. Okay. No. There's no place where I can use this as a backstop in that column while being able to get a multi-push to the west after that. Okay, now hang on. That's some jank. Thump. Thump. Yeah, like I'm not trying to get like this whole chain to somehow stop. As nice as that might be, it's also just not going to happen. Probably, I hope the answer is not in turn order jank to like get a chain like this to somehow have both of these stop and just send one forward. I doubt it is. That doesn't sound like something that's likely. Yeah, so same state. Got this far, but that one's not getting to its destination. So is something wrong with this puzzle state? Impossible to tell. Now I can go around this way instead of the other way, and then this looks like it's positioned nicely. But that's pretty meaningless, isn't it? Oh, are you sure? Yeah. Wait, no! Hold on, I see something. How much can I do? Ah, but this is the same thing I've already done. What was the point of putting this here? I don't know. Clearly nothing, because that's no good. I'd have to be doing, like, this to get that where it needs to be now. And there I lose both of those. Now, does that also happen if I go this way? Yeah. Okay. I have no means to move any faster than anything else, so no, like, interrupting blocks as they're sliding. Once they start sliding, I can't catch up with them. Okay, well, this is another one I want to let just percolate in my mind, and I'll figure out which different thing I can try at some point. There's plenty to look around at here, so I appreciate that. There's something up here, there's something over here, something beyond here if I manage to solve this, and then there is still Hotzone. Okay, so this is the part of the playthrough where puzzles don't get done regularly. That's okay, I kind of expected that from this world, and I'm gonna work on it until it does get done.